love it. I love when we were backstage figuring out the order, you're like, Veruca always goes first.
Yeah, she said, who wants to go first? Me? Is that even a question?
This is absolutely wild. This is so incredible. Thank you guys so much for being here this weekend.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us.
My first trip to Knoxville.
Oh, wow.
My third trip to Knoxville.
How about you?
My first trip to Tennessee.
Oh, there you go. All right. I'm sure a lot of people have given suggestions. I mean, I know it's hard to kind of get away, but what have people suggested to you? Market Square, any good restaurants?
Dollywood.
Dollywood, okay.
Pigeon Forge, the Upside Down House. I don't know if any of you know Terry Evanswood. Do you know that guy? There you go. He's a local magician. As I said, I've been here a few times. The first time was at Adventure Con. Did anybody go back that far? Adventure Con? And I met Terry then, and I was at a party at his house last night. He's got like a haunted mansion. So when I come to Knoxville, that's where I like to go, is to his house, to the haunted mansion.
Very cool.
Well, I'm going to go to Dollywood on Monday, I hope, because the legendary Dolly did me for Halloween about 3 years ago. So
Now there's a picture I want of the two of you.
no, she looks better in the red dress, I tell you that. I know, isn't that incredible?
Like you could dress as her and she could dress as you, and it would just confuse everyone.
I love it. So out of curiosity, when you guys were initially on set, were the three of you close, or is that maybe something that happened now doing conventions and getting to see each other more often?
I would say we were close. Other than Michael. Michael was from Germany and did not know English, and we did not know German. So it was really the four of us. And no, we were pretty tight. We hung out with each other. We were in school. Julie had her own tutor, but the rest of us had...
Not because I was bad.
Yeah.
No, she was surprisingly good, actually. I will say Julie was a very well-behaved child, which of course may seem unexpected to some of you. But we were in Munich, Germany, and it was my first trip to Europe. It was probably your first trip to Europe, right?
Correct.
And then, was it your first trip to the continent, or?
Yeah, maybe it was actually.
Yeah,
maybe
so,
it probably was.
you know,
I was a little disappointed because I got the movie and I thought I was going to Hollywood. It ended up being Germany. You were all thrilled because it was a bigger trip for you.
But when you're on a trip and you're on vacation together, or you're all together, you have a tendency to bond anyway. I mean, because like you said, we all spoke English, and
there was no cable TV, so when you'd finish shooting, you'd hang out together. So, yeah,
we were all the same
close.
age.
Yeah.
Paris was a little bit younger than the rest of us.
we had classes together because, we still had to do our schoolwork, so there was a tutor that taught us stuff, and yeah, it was good time.
Did you guys learn any German, either from your co-star or just from being in Germany?
Ein bisschen, ja.
Okay.
And our director was called Mel Stewart. And there was a phrase that we'd be saying, noch einmal, which means one more time, but they used to say, noch einmal, because it was Mel Stewart, so do it again.
Maybe
Do
it
it
doesn't
again.
translate as well. If you knew Mel.
Yeah, he was a very
and-
shouty director. Noch einmal.
Noch einmal. My mom used to call me meine kleine Maus, which is my little mouse. My mother, I'm talking about.
Not your real one,
My
the stage
film
mother.
mother, yes. And she gave me a little white mouse that was a memento of the time. Meine kleine Maus. Yeah, I remember a little German. How about you, Peter?
Only what I learned at Oktoberfest.
And of course you were drunk there. So, I do remember at Oktoberfest looking over and seeing that there was a baby with a bottle that had beer in it. And apparently that was just like the norm.
Okay.
Even as an 11-year-old, I was like, is that right?
But it was probably the sports beer, half lemonade, half beer.
It may have been. I didn't know. I didn't, steal it, and I wasn't that bad. But I think I probably had a sip or two of beer as an 11-year-old at the Oktoberfest. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Party.
Not a lot, but just like, okay, I want to taste it.
Dabbled. That's cool. I was curious because there was something that I read that said essentially you guys got to go trick-or-treating around the studio. Is that something that happened? And what did you guys get to take with you?
Wonka bars. Of course, we did. I was still from the UK. Trick-or-treating wasn't such a big thing for us back then. It is now. We've caught up. So, you know, they're saying, do you want to go trick-or-treating? I didn't even know what it was. But then we've got a picture of us in some bizarre costume.
I have a few, yeah.
You're dressed up as like a little scarecrow or something.
Like a hobo or something.
I don't know what you were.
I thought it was Dolly Parton, sorry.
No, that wasn't Dolly Parton. Yeah. Pete was Dolly Parton.
And in 1970, I'm not sure where Dolly Parton was. I guess she was probably working then.
Probably was.
9 to 5.
Yeah. So no, we did.
You were a little Dutch girl, I think. You were like a dirndl. They were like in one of those.
I had a little hat with sort of funny wing. I had no idea what I was
Peter,
doing. They just said where. I think you were doing your close-ups.
Really?
We haven't got a
I don't
picture.
remember this.
No.
We have a picture of Jack Rowe's son, one of the Rowe kids, and he was dressed as like this is
Soldier
the
or
assistant
something.
director's children, and he's directed as a soldier. But yeah, so it's true. I have a picture to prove it.
Okay.
And
Without
gummy
picture,
bears.
didn't
Gummy
happen.
bears. I took home a whole load of gummy bears, which we didn't have in the UK either, so that was exciting.
Now you like what? What's your favorite candy?
Jelly belly beans.
Okay.
Anybody else? Jelly belly beans.
Jelly Belly Beans fans in the house? We got a couple.
I love them.
Spread.
In this crowd, it's probably every flavor beans, right? Yeah.
What about the two of y'all? Favorite candy?
Still chocolate.
Okay.
Still chocolate.
Like the good stuff or the cheap American stuff or what?
Good stuff. Chocolate from Germany, chocolate from Switzerland,
That's nice.
and coffee.
I've graduated lately because it's better for me to dark chocolate. I was always a milk chocolate guy, but these days I'm more into the dark chocolate. But that's okay. It's good. It's good too.
As a kid, I didn't like chocolate.
Oh.
Weird, wrong movie to be in if you don't like chocolate. Maybe they booked me because I was cheap. I wasn't going to eat anything.
See, I was going to say this is why you're such a sensational actress. It's because we believed you liked the chocolate. So there you go.
There was a scene in the chocolate room, in the imagination room, where Veruca was eating stuff out of watermelon, and it was horrible. It was kind of chocolate, custardy, gloopy, nasty. Didn't like that.
No.
Didn't like it.
Well, kind of like in that same vein, what about like licking the wall, like the snozberries? Like what would this all taste like?
Wallpaper tasted like wallpaper.
This is where it all takes a turn. Kind of like the movie, right? It's like, oh yes, oh it was lovely. We were in Germany, and you know, then the other questions come, and you find out the darker side of Willy Wonka.
That's fair though.
And it was a bit gross because, you know, they would move you for close-ups, and I'm thinking, I'm just licking the bit of wallpaper that Jack Albertson used to do. Very hygienic, is it?
And then they put the stuff on your tongue, right?
Yeah.
For the snozberry thing.
Snozberry. Have you ever heard of a snozberry? My favourite one.
Got it. All right, so Paris, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So I recently saw you on To Tell the Truth, and
I was on To Tell the Truth.
I recognized you right away.
Did you? Okay.
I got it. But I want to know, like, kind of in the vein of Mike Teavee, what is like a TV show or project that you would like to be part of?
You know, usually the question I get. Survivor is one that I definitely wanted to be on, and in fact went pretty far through the audition process of Survivor.
Oh, really?
But in fact did not go on. Usually this question is asked of me that which TV shows would Mike Teavee like today?
Oh, okay, that's good.
And I think of Breaking Bad. I think of, you know, any of the really sort of violent golden age of Sopranos. You know, he would love the Sopranos, right? But I actually watch a bunch of TV. So stuff I watch. I mean, right now I'm watching Silo. Anybody watching Silo?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I like. What was the one that was set in an office, but it's like surreal? It's not Severance. Is it Severance?
Yes.
What's it?
Severance.
Severance. That was strong, right? I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah.
good TV that's out right now. We kind of have to do a whole other 30 minutes
A
on that, I
separate
think.
Q&A?
Yeah,
Okay.
But Paris had the title for Jeopardy.
Jeopardy. I was on Jeopardy.
That is amazing.
I was on Jeopardy. I did not win. I came very close to winning. I really tried hard. What people noticed about it was that I didn't mention Willy Wonka. Alex Trebek, who was alive then, had a cue card that said, Paris was Mike Teavee and Willy Wonka. The next thing he said was like he's traveled to over 60 countries around the world. And Alex, I guess, didn't care about the Willy Wonka thing. Was an avid traveler and said, "Oh, Paris, tell me about the famous, your favorite place." And I just answered because you can't really at that point say, "Alex, actually, by the way," like that wouldn't play. So I just went on and I played the game, and by the way, I came in second. But then the internet sort of blew up like, I was watching TV and there was Mike Teavee and Alex never brought it up and what happened? What happened there? And like that was the story. The last thing I'll say about Jeopardy is that my wife, Nikki, or Nicole Grillos, was on Jeopardy as well. She won twice and was on 3 programs. So, yay, Nikki.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Did you get mustache, Alex, or?
I had not mustache.
Okay,
Alex,
good. We love him just the same.
Yeah, absolutely. I do have a Funko Pop, and I think it's also non-mustache, Alex.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with Jeopardy, so that's
Oh, it's great. No, it's really, really fun. I tried hard, and I just didn't get it done.
It happens. Okay, my question for you, Peter, would be at the end of the film, you take off in the elevator, but I wanted to know if you could travel anywhere in the world, maybe even a fantasy world, where would you like to go?
So I'm semi-retired, okay, and hope to do more traveling. We'll be traveling to England and Scotland this summer for a wedding, for my niece's wedding.
And I was hoping he was going to visit me, but he's not. He's going to a whiskey distillery instead.
So I would have thought maybe after seeing you, then he'd have to head straight to the whiskey distillery.
Cut out the middleman, eh? Cut out the middleman.
But really, places that I would like to travel on my short list, probably the long list, but eventually Patagonia in Argentina. I would love to. Have you been there?
I have not. I've been to 69 countries, but I've never been to Patagonia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Down to is it the Pampas?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Someday I'll get there.
So there's gauchos down there. I know there's a lot of horse riding. There's a lot of good beef in Argentina. Any particular, kayaking? Is there good kayaking?
Kayaking.
He's a big kayaking. How far do you kayak?
We have a 90-mile race coming up in September. So.
90 miles of this. And not just this, but also this, right? Tramping through the...
Lots of portages.
Portages, yes. Portages. And,
That's amazing.
you can't really, I don't know, maybe you can tell, but he's fairly buff under there.
I'm a little intimidated. I get it, yeah. Oh, that's amazing. And I guess for you, Julie, I want to know, in the spirit of Veruca Salt, what do you want right now?
I was wondering what you were going to ask me. I think he's done the travel, he's done this, that, and the other. So what do I want right now? Quite happy, quite happy. That sounds a bit smug, doesn't it? But life's been, I'm a grandma twice over now, which is lovely. And thank you. It wasn't too much hard work on my part.
They're so cute.
Yeah, they are cute. They are.
Yeah, what are their names?
Amber, who's going to be 4 in December, and Cora, who's going to be 2 in September. So we have Nana Mondays. So I just like my Nana Mondays. That's it, really. I'm fairly content. I mean, if you were asking me where, Veruca would be these days, I think she would probably be an influencer. Because she'd like to get all that free stuff for no work. I think that's what she would be doing. She'd give the Kardashians a run for their money, maybe.
Oh, yeah. The fashion? Oh, yeah.
She definitely, that would be Veruca. No.
Have your grandchildren seen the film yet?
They've seen a little bit, but they're still a little bit young for it. So I showed Amber some bits of it. She's 3.5. She's quite grown up recently. Oh yeah, very recently. Yeah, and she saw the bit with Mr. Wonka coming out of the building, and she was very concerned that he'd hurt his leg, and she wanted to know if it got better. And I said yes, it did. It's fine. And then the bit with Veruca and my lovely dad, Roy Kinnear, spinning in the chair and all of that, and he's shouting, the girl that finds the ticket will get a £1 bonus in a pay packet, and she said, I think her daddy's a bit upset with her. So that was it. So she likes that, but she asks to watch it now. But I daren't tell my daughter because she's not allowed to watch TV.
Oh, okay.
But when it's Nana Mondays,
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody say anything, guys. This is our secret.
It's all secret. Don't tell them.
I'm always struck when I travel internationally and I see children, let's say I'm in France, and they're speaking perfect French. And I'm like, wow, that kid is really smart. But the British version of that, you know, she sees it and she says, I think that he's a bit upset with her. It's, you know, just very, very British and sort of well-behaved and, you know, specific.
No, she does come out with some amazing things. There is a little bit of Veruca in there as well, I have to say. Yeah, the bottom lip comes out.
Stamping.
Yeah, she does that, yeah.
So if it's okay with you, like I said, we do have a microphone, so whatever questions you guys may have, now is your opportunity to ask. Okay, I see a wizard heading that way. Come on down, my friend, whoever.
It's a race.
All right, we'll start with you. What's your name?
My name is Brogan. I was gonna ask, wait, have you seen Breaking Bad? Have you seen Breaking Bad?
Yeah. I've seen all of Breaking Bad, yes.
Okay,
And I've
good.
seen Better Call Saul as well, which is excellent. Yeah, I love her. I'm going to do it again. What's her name? The actress? Yeah, Kim, no, but that's the character. I was actually talking about the actress.
Rhea Seehorn.
Yeah, say again? Rhea Seehorn, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Man, I love Rhea Seehorn. She's so good in that. Don't you think?
Yes, wonderful.
Yeah, she's excellent. I mean, he's obviously great, but yes, Breaking Bad. It's awesome. It's excellent. What else can I say about it?
I was just gonna ask, I was gonna ask you a candy question, but I forgot it.
You forgot it?
I was just gonna say,
Go back to the line and it'll come to you by the time you
yeah,
get to
I'll
the
go
I'm
back.
wondering if maybe the wizard could cast some sort of a remembrance spell. All right.
Hey, it was still a great question, and Breaking Bad's an incredible show.
Yes, it's excellent.
What's your name?
Hi, Emily. I was wondering, Gene Wilder was kind of an interesting guy, and I was wondering, as child actors, what was your interaction with him, and like your perception of him, like while you were kids, on set, like while you were working with him?
Sure. So Gene was wonderful to work with. His career really, just skyrocketed after Wonka. Not because of Wonka, but Blazing Saddles, all Mel Brooks, Richard Pryor. So he was just kind of at the cusp of being a major Hollywood star when we knew him. But from my opinion, he couldn't have been nicer. I was a new kid on the block. My co-stars had more experience than I and both Gene and Jack kind of took me under their wing, so to speak. Nothing but positive things to say. I saw Paris a month ago. Gene Wilder died of Alzheimer's, and they just completed a documentary, and it was the premiere of that documentary that I was asked to attend in Paris. And it was very touching. It'll probably be Netflix, public television, but at some point you all need to see it.
About Gene Wilder's life.
About Gene's life. But it really brings to light, what a special man he was, and nothing but compliments for him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Alan.
Hello.
Peter, you said you like chocolate still as your favorite candy.
Correct.
And when my wife and I went to Switzerland, we noticed that chocolate was so much better there.
Yeah.
And we tried buying Swiss chocolate in the States, and it just hasn't been quite the same. I'm curious, if you say you like to get the good stuff, I was like, okay, I gotta know where he gets it. Where do you get your good chocolate from?
Well, it's probably like beer, like Foster's, Australia. People in Australia, Foster's is like the bottom of the barrel, not very good. So I think each country keeps their hoard, they don't but Toblerone is good. You can get that in this country.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cadbury's, but Cadbury's has been sold.
Yeah, that's okay, but Lindt.
Lindt, yeah.
The little red ones. Yeah, perfect.
I was going to say the exact same thing. The Heineken factory in Amsterdam, they send you on a tour. Well, I mean, first of all, or in the Czech Republic, you drink the beer there, and it's like, oh my God, there's a whole different thing. But they have the tour there at 10 in the morning. So they go and they give you lots of beer at 10 a.m. and send you on your different kind of a factory.
All right.
Hi,
What's your
I'm
name?
Patrick.
My question had already been asked, I had to come up with another one. Before you actually did the movie, did you ever read the book? And comparing the book to the movie, because there's a lot of differences, what was your opinion on that?
Well, yeah, I read the book the night before my final audition because they didn't actually have the script ready, and we were told that we were going to, read from the book and we should kind of look at it. So I remember going out with my school bus driver around London trying to find a copy. So this was 1970. Published, was it 68? I think it was something like that. So it wasn't hugely popular at the time, obviously went on afterwards. The difference, I just remember reading about the chocolate room, with the waterfall and everything and the grass and everything, thinking, wow, this is amazing. I really want those parts so that I can see this. I wasn't very keen on the illustration for Veruca. If anybody's got a copy of the book, yeah, it's not a good look. Not a good look. But yeah.
What comes to my mind as a difference relates to you, which is
the geese.
Squirrels rather than the geese. So do you remember thinking, oh boy, I'm going to be torn apart by squirrels?
Yeah. I can't remember when I knew that it was going to be geese. I think I was somewhat relieved.
I would think.
Squirrels are nasty little things. In the UK, they're known as tree rats. They're cute, but they're nasty.
Right, thank you.
All right, wizard friend, you're up. What's your name?
Joe.
Okay.
My question is, how do you guys feel about the 2005 film with Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka?
Could you,
Sorry,
Johnny?
Sorry, I'm sorry, all questions must be submitted in writing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Does anyone have an actual question about something that really occurred?
How about we do a wizard spell and you come up with one more question?
We're kidding. We're not too keen on that film. We're just joking around with it.
No,
Yes.
it's a completely different film.
Yeah.
It's just, achieve different things. But yeah, it's the prequel. I'm looking forward to the prequel, which will be out this Christmas with Timothy Chalamet.
There's still hope for that one.
Yes.
It could be good. I mean, Timothy Chalamet is excellent.
As young Wonka.
David Heyman, I think, is producing it or directing it. He did the Harry Potter stuff. No, I think the director was the one who did Paddington, which everybody says I need to see Paddington, right? And that it's quite good. So hopefully that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the question. All right. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Mary. As a kid watching it, the set was beautiful. I mean, I think every kid dreamed of like, oh my goodness. It made it seem like a real chocolate factory. It was beautiful colors visually. Were you allowed to take anything with you from the set to keep like as a memento or something you might still have?
Were we allowed or did we?
I did not.
You did not?
I did not, but
I'm Veruca. Yes, I did. They gave me a golden egg for my birthday because that was filmed over my 13th birthday. So they gave me that. And somehow I ended up with an everlasting gobstopper. Somehow that ended
Fell
up
into your bag.
Yeah, just fell in. But and also when in one of my scenes, there were a pile of golden tickets on the shelf, and they just said, "Oh, help yourself." Everything got trashed afterwards. So memorabilia wasn't a thing then. You had no idea. If you could ask my wish, maybe I could have a time machine. I'll go back and I'll fill my pockets with golden tickets and Wonka. That's what I'd be doing now.
All right. Awesome. Great question.
But what I also like to say is when I need to see something that was in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, I look in a mirror. There it is. I have a walking, talking bit of memorabilia.
All right, we got about 10 minutes left. What's your name?
My name's John. Am I coming in clear?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Coming in clear.
Coming in
Yes.
clear. Question is, famous boat tunnel scene. Just curious what it was like for each one of you filming that scene, and did it scare the crap out of you like it did me as a kid?
go ahead.
Me?
Yes, you start. We'll go down the line.
Fine. We were, first of all, we'd been on the lovely boat ride where the boat was actually running on a cable underneath the water, sort of like the mechanism for Pirates of the Caribbean. It was lovely. Then the next day, I think we came in, and they had taken the boat off of the track and put it in a place. They put it up on some stilts. They were sort of shaking it around and showing us horrific images on the wall, some of which I imagine I've blocked out. Maybe they didn't make it into the film, but in addition to the things crawling and the chicken and all that, there were probably other things. And after all of that, once we were all prepped, then Gene did his read in the way that he did. And I don't know, you want to pick it up from there?
Yeah, I would say that it was fairly violent, it scared the crap out of us. Because Gene, he held back. He wasn't, in rehearsal, he wasn't going to let us, have it until he had it with the spit flying and everything. So what you saw was what we saw.
That's it. Well, just to add to that, once you got over that first day and everything was like, then it gets a bit boring. And then you're stuck up on this thing, all day and couldn't get down because it was up a ladder and everything. So yeah, it was an interesting scene.
But it's definitely by design from the director and from Gene that they were going to surprise us with that, with the tumble at the beginning of the film, with seeing the chocolate room in general. When I was doing my big close-up at the end describing how you send things in millions of tiny pieces, Mel Stewart was right in my face saying, louder, faster, meaner, do it again, and I'm pissed at him at that point, and that's the take they got. So it was a technique that they used pretty much all through the whole film. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
What's your name?
Max, and I want to say, first of all, your movie's great. And here's the questions for all four. If you could have any guest here that you would want an autograph from, who would it be?
Gosh, don't know.
Well, okay, I have to
think about that.
I'm a geek, so I've got I got a list. But, Pete?
Wow.
All right, I'll talk what you think. So I'm a Lord of the Rings guy. I have a big, yay! There you go. I've got a big train set in my garage in my man cave, and on this side is the human world, and on this side it's Middle Earth, and I've got all the stuff from Weta, the Weta maquettes that they have, the environments and stuff. I've got like 9 of those, and the train's going all through it. So the boys are here. I actually know Sean Astin from other cons, but I haven't really talked to Billy and Dom, but and hopefully we'll get a chance to do it at some point. Had a big crush on Miranda Otto. Shall I go on?
Yeah, I would say that's a great question.
Thank you.
I've been asked a lot of questions. I've never been asked that. So I would like, going back in time, but bringing them forward, I'd like to have Jack and Gene here. 52 years later, just to show that when we made that film in 70, who would have thought, I'd be in Knoxville, Tennessee, 2023, talking about Wonka.
I'm trying to think who's Gene when you said
Gene Wilder.
Oh, Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder, yeah.
I thought JEA.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So they'd be amazed, they'd be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. That would be it. I was very lucky and that I did get to meet Roald Dahl, which lots of people were kind of like, oh wow. He was a bit of a difficult man, but hey, he wrote great stories. So, and I never got him to sign my copy of the book. Everybody else, but not Roald Dahl. So maybe that's one that I should have got.
Yeah.
Great question.
Yeah, you.
And me?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm living the dream right now. So this is my moment. Thank you. All right, we have time for 2 more questions. What's your name?
My name's Brennan. My daughter, she's about to turn 4 years old, and I just introduced her to the movie a few months ago. It's her absolute favorite. She doesn't even call it Willy Wonka, she calls it the Candy Man. And her birthday's next week, and I was going to see if we could all sing her happy birthday. She would be absolutely amazed to have the cast sing her happy birthday.
Wait, who's filming it for you?
I got it right here. Her name is Mayland.
What is it?
Mayland.
Mayland. Well, we need to do it together. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Malin. Happy birthday to you.
From the Candyman.
All right, this is going to be our final question. Yeah, that seems on character. What's your name?
Juliana.
Hello.
What's your question?
How was it like to play Veruca Salt?
It was a lot of fun being bad. So I noticed that you're wearing a rather lovely red dress with a white collar and everything. So do you like being naughty sometimes?
Yes.
I thought so. Now, is this your mum behind?
Yes.
Okay, so mum, you can't listen to this. So
That's about the worst thing I ever did, but don't be like Veruca, because look what happened to her. Yeah? Okay. If you were to be one of the kids in the movie, is Veruca your favourite? Yeah, good taste.
This has been an absolute joy. Thank you guys so much. Before we do wrap it up, any thoughts you want to leave us with here this afternoon?
No, thank you. It's been wonderful to come to Knoxville. My first time to Tennessee completely. So it's been our first time back doing a con after the dreaded, which we won't mention what happened a few years ago. But it's really nice to be back. Thank you.
Woo. Very good. Thank you.